Neighborhood merchants, especially in Africa, hold communities together. One real disruption we're looking to affect is being able to impact communities through these merchants. There's an opportunity to leverage our distribution network to provide communities not just with essential goods, but with the financial services they need to build resilience and prosperity.
It typically takes months for merchants to access affordable credit or even qualify for a soft facility from their suppliers upstream. We're building a world where the time it takes to be eligible for credit is significantly reduced because there's data to back those decisions.
It has been incredibly important to have a partner like Advancely, who understands what it takes to operate across African markets, shares our ambition for growth, and can keep pace with our evolving needs.
Before the B2B e-commerce industry existed in Africa, traditional markets struggled to operate with maximum efficiency. Between price fixing, breaks in the supply chain, and a lack of data to make decisions and build effective processes, as a merchant trying to source products for their businesses, there was a high possibility that you wouldn't find what you're looking for, or that prices would have fluctuated based on how traders or salespeople were feeling at that moment. Moreover, these same retailers often lost sales as they closed their shop in order to restock. For manufacturers, and we've seen this happen a lot, between leaving the factory, transportation to wholesalers' warehouses, and onto shelves in retail stores, they're concerned about the time the products take to reach the final consumer and what they would ultimately have to pay. So with this system, there was a lot of wasted time and resources at all levels.
This, of course, leads to capital being tied up for players across the supply chain. The long 45 to 60 days it takes for goods to reach the final consumer translates to long working capital cycles. This need for working capital in the supply chain is paramount, and the lack of this capital can be a huge impediment to growth, especially when you consider the tight margins at play in retail trade.
MarketForce was founded in 2019 to digitize retail trade for emerging markets by enabling consumer brands to grow their distribution network across Africa. The word digital is very important here because that really is the key to efficiency and transparency on both sides of the marketplace. On one hand, manufacturers gain insights into consumer needs and preferences, and on the other, merchants access best prices and promotions. This efficiency and transparency also extends to credit for merchants. It typically takes months for merchants to access affordable credit or even qualify for a soft facility from their suppliers upstream. We're building a world where the time it takes to be eligible for credit is significantly reduced because there's data to back those decisions. The trading mentality that persists in the market today means that there's a lot of noise between the supplier and the end consumer. Eliminating this noise empowers informal merchants with wider access to the supply upstream. Through pooling demand, MarketForce effectively creates a competitive environment and arms merchants with more information and more choice.
Another aspect of the world we're building is to be able to drive impact for communities through neighborhood merchants. Neighborhood merchants, especially in Africa, hold communities together. Beyond selling goods, they have a wealth of information about their needs, their customer preferences, price sensitivities, and brand affinities. One real disruption we're looking to affect is being able to impact communities through these merchants. There's an opportunity to leverage our distribution network to provide communities not just with essential goods, but with the financial services they need to build resilience and prosperity. MarketForce's more than 700 staff are dedicated to driving growth for these merchants and reimagining the future of retail trade across Africa.
MarketForce is now operational in 5 markets in sub-Saharan Africa, namely Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda, and Nigeria. Through our integrated B2B e-commerce and fintech platform, dubbed Reja Swahili for Retail, we have served over 200,000 merchants, onboarded nearly 200 consumer brands, and rolled out Buy Now, Pay Later services.
Today, thousands of informal merchants use our flagship product Reja to source, order, and pay for inventory at any time via interactive mobile channels and get it delivered to their shops directly within 24 hours. We also empower merchants to generate incremental cash flows by reselling essential digital financial services such as airtime, utility tokens, and bill payments. By extending inventory financing, we also ensure that merchants in our network are not excluded on the basis of their working capital.
When you're looking to solve a problem in the market, especially when you're just starting out, financial partnerships are crucial to unlocking potential. Financial partnerships, like what we have with Advancely, provides us with the fuel we need to make large strides forward. The accompanying infrastructure and processes makes it possible to deploy capital quickly across our 5 operating markets. The debt capital we receive from Advancely is flexible. It allows us to innovate, adapt, and ultimately succeed in operating effectively across multiple unique markets on the continent. It has been incredibly important to have a partner like Advancely, who understands what it takes to operate across African markets, shares our ambition for growth, and can keep pace with our evolving needs.
From my experience, a lot of the challenges in the market stem from taking the step from one rung of the capital ladder to the next. Making that transition can be daunting, but our partnership with Advancely has empowered us to scale without having to reinvent our financing solutions at each stage of growth.
For us, progress means seeing real change and growth in our merchant communities. It also means increasing our reach and our ability to provide products and offerings beyond the first layer of FMCG. We want our merchants to stay with us because we provide them with real value, and we want to be able to extend that to their communities as well.
Propelled by mobile and internet penetration, we plan to expand our retail network beyond capital city markets to Tier 2 and Tier 3 city markets. We are going the extra mile. We are excited for what the future holds and the joy of actualizing our mission of being the go-to super app for Africa's 100 million merchants.